They told us getting older means slowing down, fading into the background, becoming less. But what if that's the biggest lie we've ever been told? At Eld Wisdom, we believe that life after 60 isn't a slow descent, it's a powerful rise. A time for clarity, for strength, for meaning, and yes, vibrant health. Today, we're lifting the curtain on 5 powerful secrets that help women not just live longer, but live better. These habits have helped real women across America stay sharp, strong, and full of joy, well into their 90s and beyond. And the best part? You don't need expensive supplements or miracle treatments, just small, intentional choices that start with the body. So let's begin with the very first secret, and why your future may depend on how you move today. Have you ever stopped to wonder not just how long you'll live, but how well you'll live as the years pass? For millions of women over 60, aging quietly sneaks in, not with one dramatic event, but with small, unnoticed shifts. Maybe it starts with a twinge in the knee, or feeling too tired to do the morning walk, so you rest more, move less. Before you know it, entire days revolve around the sofa. And yet, science makes one thing crystal clear: the less you move, the faster you age. A groundbreaking study from Harvard Medical School found that older women who engage in consistent light movement like walking, stretching, or gardening live an average of 7 to 10 years longer than those who lead mostly sedentary lives. And it's not just about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years. Take Darlene, 93, from Spokane. She's never belonged to a gym, doesn't own a treadmill, and wouldn't know a kettlebell if it fell on her toe. But every morning she tends her flower beds, sweeps her porch, and dances in her kitchen while cooking breakfast. Movement doesn't have to be formal, she says. It just has to be yours. Contrast that with Barbara, 76, from Atlanta, a former tennis player. She gradually gave up movement after a minor hip injury. I thought I was just giving my body a break, she shared. But soon, I couldn't walk up the stairs without holding the rail. My energy was gone, my balance shot. Her doctor finally told her what she wished she'd heard years earlier. If you stop moving, your body forgets how. The great news? You don't need a gym membership or a 5K training plan. The most powerful movements are often the simplest ones: short walks, stretching during TV commercials, taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Even 15 to 20 minutes of daily movement can boost energy, improve circulation, protect balance, and reduce joint pain. You might try a morning walk around the block, dance while making dinner, or join a local Tai Chi class, which studies show can significantly enhance flexibility and coordination in older adults. Or simply stand up and stretch every hour. These micro movements may seem small, but they compound over time, building strength, mobility, and confidence. So, ask yourself this: when was the last time you truly moved your body, not just to shift from one chair to another, but in a way that made you feel alive? Because next, we'll dive into another game changer for longevity, something that starts not in your muscles, but on your plate. And now it's your turn. What's one simple way you enjoy staying active each day? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you knew every bite you took today could either heal or harm your future self, would you eat differently? Most people don't realize that what's on their plate does far more than influence their waistline. It directly shapes how they age. After 60, your body becomes more sensitive to the food you eat, and what once felt like a harmless indulgence can quietly sabotage your energy, immunity, and long-term health. Studies from Harvard and the Mayo Clinic show that diets high in ultra-processed foods, think box dinners, frozen entrees, sugary snacks, are linked to higher rates of inflammation, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even cognitive decline. On the flip side, people who follow a diet rich in whole foods, healthy fats, and lean protein can adapt to a decade of healthy, independent living. Let's look at 2 women who made very different choices. Eleanor, 99, from Vermont, still cooks her meals from scratch. Her pantry is filled with oats, olive oil, lentils, and spices. Her fridge? Rainbow-colored fruits and vegetables, fresh fish, and almond milk. She calls cooking her daily meditation. Food isn't just fuel, she says. It's how I take care of myself. Then there's Linda, 74, from Phoenix. After losing her husband, she leaned on prepackaged meals and takeout. It was easier, more convenient. But over time, Her blood sugar climbed. Her joints ached constantly, and she noticed her memory slipping. Her doctor finally helped her connect the dots. What she was eating was speeding up her aging. Here's the truth. Food can be either your greatest ally or your slowest enemy. Leafy greens, berries, sweet potatoes, and cruciferous veggies like broccoli contain antioxidants that fight cell damage. Healthy fats like those in avocados, walnuts, and olive oil support brain health and reduce inflammation. And don't forget protein. Your muscles need it, especially as you age. Eggs, salmon, beans, tofu, these aren't just nutritious. They're your body's defense against frailty. Small changes go a long way. Swapping white bread for whole grain, replacing soda with sparkling water, adding just one more vegetable to your plate. You don't have to follow a rigid diet. You just have to feed your body what it was meant to run on. And this isn't just about health, it's about joy. Cooking a simple, colorful meal can be creative and deeply satisfying. Eating well doesn't mean giving up flavor. It means rediscovering it in a healthier form. Next, we'll uncover a secret just as powerful as food, but focused on keeping your mind young, alert, and full of life. What's one healthy food or recipe that makes you feel energized and alive? Share it in the comments. We're building a library of inspiration together. Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went there? Or found yourself searching for a word that used to come so easily? Moments like these can feel frustrating, or even a little scary. But here's what most people don't realize. Just like your muscles, your brain needs regular exercise to stay strong, sharp, and resilient. Contrary to popular belief, memory loss and mental decline aren't inevitable parts of aging. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that staying mentally engaged can reduce the risk of dementia by up to 40%. That's not a small number. It's a life-changing difference. But keeping your brain young doesn't mean doing complex math or memorizing poetry unless you enjoy that. It's about staying curious, challenging your mind, and embracing the unfamiliar. Let's meet two women on very different paths. Martha, 98 from Minneapolis, starts each day with a crossword puzzle and a chapter of whatever novel she's reading. She joined a local book club last year and recently started learning Italian on her tablet. Every time I learn something new, she says, I feel like I've opened another window in my mind. Now take Doris, 76 from Tulsa. After retiring from her nursing career, she fell into a daily routine of watching TV and doing chores. I didn't realize how passive my days had become, she admits. Over time, she began forgetting appointments and struggling to focus during conversations. Her doctor encouraged her to re-engage her brain not with pressure, but with play. Here's the secret. Your brain thrives on variety. Reading books outside your usual genre, playing games like Sudoku, chess, or even Wordle, learning a new skill like photography or cooking a new cuisine, even trying a different walking route or brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand can stimulate neural pathways. Social interaction matters just as much. Conversations, shared laughter, and group activities activate brain regions tied to memory, attention, and emotional regulation. In fact, studies show that seniors with strong social lives are significantly less likely to experience cognitive decline. The key is consistency, not perfection. Your brain is always ready to grow, to adapt, to surprise you. All it needs is your willingness to challenge it. In the next section, we'll explore another unexpected key to living longer and aging well: the people you surround yourself with. So now we'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you do to keep your mind sharp or to learn something new? Share your favorite brain-boosting activity in the comments. We might just try it ourselves. When was the last time you had a truly meaningful conversation, one that left you smiling, thinking, or simply feeling seen? As we age, connection becomes more than just a nice thing to have. It becomes essential. Yet, many older adults slowly drift into isolation sometimes, without even realizing it. A missed call here, a cancelled lunch there, and before long, the silence stretches. But here's what we know from science. Loneliness isn't just an emotional experience. It's a physical one. Research from Brigham Young University found that chronic loneliness can be as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It raises your risk of heart disease, dementia, depression, and even premature death. Now compare that to the benefits of staying socially connected. According to the National Institute on Aging, older adults with strong social ties enjoy better immune function, sharper cognitive skills, lower stress levels, and significantly higher overall life satisfaction. Let's take two examples. Elaine, 96, from Richmond, Virginia, is rarely home alone. She attends a poetry group on Mondays, volunteers at a local museum on Thursdays, and FaceTimes her grandchildren every Sunday. These connections give me purpose, she says. They remind me I still matter. On the other hand, Margaret, 80, from Sacramento, gradually pulled away from her community after her husband passed. I thought I was doing fine, she says. But then I started feeling tired all the time, sad, disconnected. It crept in so slowly, I didn't even see it. It wasn't until a neighbor invited her to a quilting club that she began to feel like herself again. Connection doesn't have to be grand or complicated. It starts with small acts, saying hello to a neighbor, calling a friend, joining a book club or community class. Even brief, positive interactions, chatting with the cashier, waving to the mail carrier, can lift your mood and lower stress. If you're feeling disconnected, you're not alone, and it's never too late to rebuild your social circle. Whether it's reconnecting with an old friend or trying something new in your community, the first step is often the most powerful. Because up next, we'll talk about perhaps the most important key to long, fulfilling living, having a reason to wake up with excitement each day. What's one thing or one person that helps you feel connected to the world around you? Share it in the comments. You never know who you might inspire. What gets you out of bed in the morning, not because you have to, but because you want to. Having a sense of purpose is one of the most underestimated drivers of long life and lasting happiness. It's not just about feeling good emotionally. Studies show that having a clear reason to live, something meaningful to look forward to, can actually lower your risk of heart disease, stroke, and even Alzheimer's. A study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that older adults with a strong sense of purpose had a significantly lower risk of early death compared to those who felt directionless. Purpose isn't just motivational, it's biological. But purpose doesn't have to be grand or impressive. It's not about writing a memoir, running a nonprofit, or achieving something monumental, unless that's your thing. Purpose can be found in the smallest of commitments: a daily walk with your dog, volunteering once a week, helping a neighbor, planting flowers, mentoring a young person, or learning something new. Let's meet two women who illustrate this difference beautifully. Joanne, 101, from Boulder, Colorado, discovered pottery at 87. Now she teaches beginner classes at her local arts center twice a week. I may not move as fast as I used to, she laughs, but every time I sit at the wheel, I feel grounded, alive. Contrast that with Beverly, 78, from Tampa, who spent decades in a high-powered corporate role. After retirement, she was excited to finally relax. But weeks turned into months of idle time. At first, I thought rest was what I needed, she said, but I started feeling invisible, like I didn't matter anymore. It wasn't until she began volunteering at a local food pantry that something shifted. I had a reason to put on real clothes again. People depended on me. That changed everything. Purpose brings energy, direction, joy. It gives your days structure and your heart meaning. And the best part? It can evolve with you. What mattered in your 40s might not be what lights you up now, and that's okay. The key is staying engaged with life. Start small. Try something new, or return to something you used to love. Whether it's crafting, caregiving, teaching, growing, exploring your purpose doesn't have to make sense to anyone but you. Because purpose is the fire that keeps us moving forward, no matter how many candles are on our cake. So let me ask you, what's one thing that gives your day meaning? If you haven't found it yet, what's something you've always wanted to try? Your story might just be the spark someone else needs. What if the secret to a longer, richer life isn't one big change, but a series of small, powerful choices made every single day? When we look at women who thrive well into their 90s, and even 100s, women like Grace, Eleanor, Martha, Elaine, and Joanne, we don't see superhuman genetics or extreme health regimens. We see consistency, we see intention, and most of all, we see habits that honor their bodies, minds, relationships, and sense of meaning. They keep moving not through intense workouts, but through joyful, everyday movement. They fuel their bodies with real, nourishing food. They challenge their minds, not out of pressure, but out of curiosity. They stay connected, leaning into relationships that lift them up. And they wake up with purpose, whether that's creating art, helping others, or simply tending a garden with love. Longevity isn't a mystery. It's not reserved for the lucky few. It's a map, and each of us has the power to follow it, one step at a time. These women didn't just survive the later chapters of their lives. They wrote them boldly. They made choices that honored who they were and who they wanted to become. And you can too. So the question now becomes, what's one small thing you'll do today to invest in your tomorrow? Take a walk. Call a friend. Try a new recipe. Start that hobby you've put off. Choose one habit and begin. Because your future self isn't waiting for perfect. She's waiting for you to take the first step. And we'd love to hear which of these 5 habits resonated with you most. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's grow wiser, stronger, and more vibrant together.